welcome back to Tiny Artist TV. For today's video, it's actually just kind of going to be one of my little one-off drawing videos. I've done a couple of these in the past when I kind of just need something to fill while I'm doing other videos, and I was going through my archives of videos that I was working on but decided not to post, and I found this one. I was kind of wondering, well, why didn't I post it? Because it's really cute. So today's video is just going to be the drawing process for this particular drawing, and I'm going to be doing a voiceover explaining my thought process behind the character, and that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoy, or maybe even get inspired. So let's get started. The premise is not too complicated of a concept. This is just one of the many design ideas that came to me at like 2 a.m. when I couldn't sleep because my brain was just refusing to let me sleep. So I took out my phone and took out some notes, and basically the idea behind this character, and I know the initial drawing that I showed you guys in the intro was very small, but it was basically Sushi but make it fashion. And I had a lot of fun with this character because there are a lot of different just little design elements that were really flexible. The main things I wanted to incorporate were this little, I don't know what style of hat to call it, but this little round, almost Russian style hat, and made that a piece of sushi. And then her skirt, I ended up making that into like an onigiri, not onigiri, nori. Her skirt is made out of nori. Her hair had to be made out of soy sauce because I like doing this like kind of fun, flowy, bubbly design. I don't do it as often as I used to, but anytime I do this style, I really enjoy it because it's just fun to draw like crazy liquids and to make them shiny and transparent and bubbly and goopy. So I made her hair out of soy sauce. Her shirt is made out of rice. Her purse was also made out of nori, and it has little sushi pins on it, which I thought was really cute. And then the shoes I had a little bit more trouble with just because I am not really great at drawing shoes. I usually have to look up a reference for shoes still. But I wanted to do kind of a salmon color. So you see it's like a light salmon or like a dark coral color that I choose for the shoes. And I wanted to incorporate a little bit of ginger in there as well. Because the ginger and the salmon are essentially the same color. And then I wanted to include the wasabi and chopsticks and just all sorts of different little elements that are included with the sushi eating experience. So I give her some earrings made out of chopsticks. The skirt, as you can see, becomes this high-low slit, very stiff, because nori, when you're working with it, it's a very thin, crispy sheet of dried seaweed, if you're not familiar with nori. So I wanted to give it those like nice, sharp, striking angles that are typically in a piece of uncut nori. And then the soy sauce hair, I actually do like the first version I did of the hair a little bit better. The final version does work, but I feel like as far as composition goes, the hair in this one may not have been as balanced, but it still ended up looking pretty in the end. And then the hat, so initially, as you saw in the first sketches, I had it turned up on the side, but now I've got it turned sideways into a different roll, and it's got some row on top of it. I give her a bracelet that's some tempura shrimp because even though tempura shrimp isn't necessarily associated with sushi per se, it is still, I thought it was a fun, cute little element. And sometimes shrimp is featured in sushi even though it's not a raw fish. So now I'm just getting started on the lines, and this is where you'll more accurately be able to see all the different elements that I've incorporated into this character design. In the middle of this particular piece of sushi, it has, I think it was salmon, cream cheese, and avocado. So it's kind of more akin to an avocado roll, which, not an avocado roll, a California roll, which are notorious for not being quote unquote real sushi. Her necklace, I forgot to mention that. It is roe, and then in between it's strung with little thin pieces of nori. So the necklace, there's a lot of, I went with a very simple color palette for this because there are a lot of different design elements. A lot of kind of white cream color, a lot of red, a lot of dark brownish black, and then a lot of green. Just very striking contrasting colors, and then a little bit of lighter color with the salmon elements that are in there, like the little bit of salmon that's on her suspenders, and then the shoes, which are salmon colored but are supposed to be reminiscent of the little slices of ginger, pickled ginger, that you usually get with sushi as a palate cleanser. And then her purse, again, was kind of just a one-off. It's the same color. It's gonna end up being the same color as her nori skirt, but it was the only non-food thing on here. In my mind, the purse is just a purse, but it does have a piece of Naruto, and it has a little onigiri roll on it. So I thought those were really cute, just something to add a little more fun to the character. Just going the very simple Japanese flag motif for the background. And I wanted to make sure that I was going with sort of a medium tone when picking my base colors, so that it would be easier for me to add highlights and shadows as I'm working with the colors themselves. Like the roe, I wanted to make all of the roe kind of more that traditional bright orange, but to start with that, I wanted to make it red first so that it kind of had that darker outer red almost glow to it that roe has. Now you can more fully see my chopstick earrings as well. Just cleaning up little bits and pieces here and there. I try not to be too fussy when I'm coloring, especially when I know that I'm going to be making it a more painterly style, because I know I can just go in and fix it as I'm working with it. But if I can spend less time fixing it and more time painting, I'll do that, or at least strive for that. The first go of the row. It's still too pink, so I do go back and fix it a little bit. The rice shirt is probably my favorite part of this. The second favorite part would probably be the shrimp bracelet. The rice shirt was just a lot of fun to work on, because it does look a little tedious. I am like hand pipping in all of those rice grains, but to me that's what made it fun. out some of the shadows for the soy sauce, giving it that kind of translucent look where it's thicker in some parts and a little bit more clear and thin in other parts. I actually kind of borrowed part of how I executed that from Casey Golden's technique. She does that a lot with her watercolors when she's doing translucent creatures. She actually has an entire series where she draws animals and characters based on Japanese snacks. So this particular character was not inspired by that, but the way I did the soy sauce was. You can see where I went back in and fixed the row and made it actually orange instead of pink. Now it looks a lot better, a lot more realistic, relatively speaking. Adding a little bit of texture to the nori. By a little bit, I mean a lot, because I'm pretty much doing the same thing I did with the rice shirt, where I'm just going in and hand drawing in the kind of leafy, bumpy texture that sheets of nori have. And at this point, I'm also trying to make the skirt a little bit darker, because nori is almost black. But I start with the green so that I don't start with just straight black. Just a weird crunchy green skirt. In my mind, if I was going to actually make this outfit, this skirt would probably be made out of some sort of very stiff, not quite a taffeta, maybe a tulle, like a very stiff tulle. It would also probably best mimic that actual nori texture, very reminiscent of the 2010s super pleated skirts. And also considering that it is high-low, this is like peak 2010s Tumblr fashion. Point, I'm about 90% done, 98, almost 99% done, and it's here at the last minute. I remember, oh, I was supposed to have some sort of ginger or wasabi element, And so I just add a little dollop of green wasabi onto her shoe just to kind of, you know, put it somewhere. I probably could have put it on top of her little sushi hat, but it already has roe on it, so I decided to put it on her shoe. So here is the final version of Sushi Girl. Now you can see it full-sized in all of her fun, saucy glory. Hope you guys enjoyed this shorter, just kind of more casual video. I'd say I may do more of these in the future, but I don't know. If I look through more of my catalog and find more videos that I can just kind of edit quickly and put up on my channel, maybe that's what I'll do. But in the meantime, I'll see you guys next time. Have a weird day.